And we're back to the Python Institute, this time on lab number 3.1.2.11. And this one is the pretty vowel eater, as opposed to 3.1.2.10, which was called the ugly vowel eater. So let's look at some of our objectives here, using the continue statement in loops, which we also used in 3.1.2.10, modify and upgrade existing code. So hopefully you saved what you did in the prior lab, and then reflecting real life situations. Not quite sure about that one, but we'll see. So your task here is even more special than before. You must redesign the ugly vowel eater from the previous lab and create a better upgraded pretty vowel eater. Okay. Utilize write a program that uses a for loop, concept of conditional execution, and the continue statement. All right. See, your program must ask the user for a word. Use the word .upper in order to convert it to uppercase. Okay. Use the continue statement to eat the A, E, I, O, U letters. All right. And assign the uneaten letters to word without vowels variable, and then print to the screen. So this is new from the prior lab. Let's see. Look at the code in the editor. We've created a word without vowels and assigned an empty string to it. So that's right there. Use concatenation operation to ask Python to combine the selected letters into a longer string during subsequent loop turns and assign to the word without vowels variable. And let's go ahead and see what the test data is. That might make a little more sense. Let's see. So again, they typed in Gregory instead of Gregory being on multiple lines. We can see it's now all on one line. Instead of abstemious having the BSTMS on multiple lines, it's all on one line. And then again, IOUEA is completely blank. So it looks like exactly what we were doing before, except now we need to put everything on one line at the very end. Well, hopefully you captured everything from previously and you saved that. If you didn't, then like me, you had to rework it and recreate it yourself. So this is the ugly vowel editor, and very quickly, if I run this and I type in Gregory, we see the ugly portion of it as opposed to the pretty portion that we should be seeing on our output. So according to this lab, we need to use this word without vowels line right here. And I'll go ahead and put this right up at the top here in order to start saving our word without vowels. And then at the very end, we need to print our word without vowels. So I'll go ahead and type this down at the very bottom. Word without vowels. So otherwise, it looks like the only other thing we need to do is we need to do something with this print command. Right now, it's printing one letter at a time, and it's saying we need to change that to do something called concatenation, which basically just means append them to the variable. Well, previously we had done things with variables to where basically we were saying word without vowels equals letter. And that would assign one letter to that variable. But it only assigns one letter to it. What we want to do is we want to concatenate. And there's a couple of different ways we can do this. We could say word without vowels equals word without vowels plus letter. Did I spell that right? Vowels? Word without vowels. All right, we've got a typo there. That should be word without vowels. So this will work. This will basically assign word without vowels equal to whatever word without vowels currently is plus letter. So let's go ahead and try that. And if I type in Gregory, it should return back everything all on one line. Because for each letter that goes through, it just simply appends that one letter to the end of the string word without vowels. There's easier ways to do this. There's ways that look a little bit more elegant thanks to some of the power built into Python. instead of having to type this out every single time of word without vowels equals word without vowels plus, what we could actually do is we could say word without vowels plus equals letter. So this plus equals basically always concatenates to the back of the string, or always adds in the case of numbers. So this will automatically assume word without vowels is equal to word without vowels plus, and then whatever's on to the right side of that equal sign. It always appends or concatenates to the end of the string. So now if I run this and I type Gregory again, now we get the same output. This looks a little bit more elegant because it's not quite as big. It's a little bit easier to follow and understand, especially on such a small amount of a screen here. Because I'm so zoomed in, I'm not wrapping the text around to the multiple lines. So if I try other words, abstemious, I see that I typoed that. Excuse me. Abstemious. Then we get I missed another letter. Take my word for it. So this is yet another way, a specialized way in order to concatenate things together. It works essentially the same as saying, word without vowels equals word without vowels plus letter, but it's a little bit more elegant, a little bit easier to write, and a little bit easier to understand in the future.